You're listening to My Part of Town, Chattanooga, a podcast tour of our city by the people who know it best. Each episode features a conversation about a different neighborhood or aspect of life here in the scenic city. My name is Michael Crosa. Thank you for stopping by. This episode is sponsored by Heather Hendrickson at the Hendrickson Agency, a local insurance agency properly protecting your most precious possessions. I'll tell you more after the show, but in the meantime, please enjoy this episode of My Part of Town, Chattanooga. If you're walking east or west in downtown Chattanooga, you'll be traveling along a numbered street. First Street is tiny. It's a single block long and it's jammed up against the river near the aquarium. As you travel south, you pass 2nd Street, 3rd Street, then 4th Street, which is actually pretty big. Keep on going, and you'll reach the Big 9, which is now known as ML King Boulevard.
Okay, that's good because I talk kind of low anyway. I'm a low talker. Okay, I'm Ted, one of the co-owners down here on ML King at Barber King's Barbershop. We've been down here for about 10 years now. We was on the other side of MLK, on the other side of the street for about 6 years. And we've been at this location on this side of MLK for going on 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and over these past we've seen a whole lot of growth.
Yeah.
We've seen a whole lot of things develop around us.
Okay.
Yeah, we've seen a whole lot of things developed around us. You got a lot of people. You got some people, it's mixed emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mixed emotions about how it should be, how it should look, what should be here, what shouldn't be here. So you got mixed emotions because at one point in time, ML King, this street, it was predominantly like black-owned businesses. Yeah, it was predominantly like black-owned businesses. Like when you came down here on 9th Street, that's what they call it. ML King, they call it 9th Street. So you had a lot of black-owned businesses, and over time, they was kind of pushed out. You know what I'm saying? Due to different things.
Barber King's the original, the barbershop where Ted works, is on ML King just behind the UTC campus. Across the street, a mural of Chattanooga-born singer Bessie Smith smiles in through the windows. Farther down the street, the Bessie Smith Cultural Center hosts the Chattanooga African American Museum, as well as several events and workshops throughout the year. Ted says that he's seen a lot of change in the 10 years that he's owned a business here on ML King Boulevard.
Okay, I done seen the change with the businesses plus people.
Yeah.
Like I said, then this strip, it was a lot of clubs, eateries that you can go to. You can go in and out different clubs on this street. It was more like it had a nightlife, you know what I'm saying, feel. But it was still, like I said, it was like predominantly black. But over time, it's changed. It's like, I would say it's more family friendly. Okay. Where people, you know what I'm saying? Like people, they'll walk down the street with their kids. Like they used to have the Bessie Smith strut.
Say again?
The Bessie Smith strut.
The Bessie Smith strut was a very popular part of the Riverbend Music Festival. Musical acts and barbecue brought people to ML King Boulevard until, for various reasons, the Bessie Smith strut ended by about the late 2010s.
They had a lot of stuff like they didn't just did away with. They kind of made the street kind of dead.
Okay.
Like it's kind of dead. Like right now it's still pretty dead. It's still pretty dead, but it looked way better than it did because they didn't gentrify it because the colleges didn't kind of move like closer down because they was more like up. So when they came down, like they started gentrifying up around the area. But it's building up, and I like it. I like it. You got some of the people with their homes who stay around, like on the outskirts or the streets over from, like MLK. Their houses, I wouldn't say that they getting pushed out. They just getting offered prices that they taking the money and they.
Right.
I mean, hey, it's business. It ain't
Right.
personal. I'm saying it's business. And people, some people, they don't understand like it's not personal. It's business. If they do come and buy it all up, I mean, they paid.
Right.
Yeah, they paid. You got some people like, well, you shouldn't sell. You should sit right there. I mean, hey, everybody got a price.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point.
So that's a conversation that y'all are having here?
I mean, the conversation that we have here that we like where we see what's going on. We can like we done been down here, so we see like what needs to be down here. What will maybe draw more people down here because
Yeah.
it's like it's something still missing because it's really missing because you got a few bars, but you don't have like an actual club, like club level
Okay.
on this street on ML King when it used to be. And wherever it's a club at, you'll still have more. It can be a club, it can have bars around the club, it can have eateries around the club.
Yeah.
It's so I would say ML King used to be how Main Street is now.
Okay.
So you go on Main Street at nighttime and it's just live.
Right,
Yeah,
everything's happening.
everything's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
off of Main, and that's how it was over here. But it kind of shifted. They shifted it, moved it that way.
Gotcha.
Right.
I asked Ted how he would describe the location of ML King Boulevard.
What side of town would I consider this as?
Right.
I would say still like the center, cause you couldn't say this would be like the east side or the west side, cause you can be like, you can go on that side of downtown and they would consider it like south side, and this side of downtown over here you can say like where the North Shore at is like north side. So and you can come this way, and this side right here is more to the east side of town,
Right.
and going that way to the south side of town. And over there, like where the like the convention center at, like going that way, like that's right there. That area is the west side.
Okay.
So I would say like down here would probably be like the center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that you notice as you go along ML King is all of the artwork. There are murals and portraits, including a huge sculpture of Louis Armstrong on the side of a building. Another mural just down from the barbershop is one of the largest in the U.S. and covers an entire city block.
So with the murals, like they have that one over there, the mural right there on that wall on the side of that club, that is Bessie Smith. And someone did that mural, it was, I think like the 70s, no, the 80s, because it got a date at the bottom. It's like,
It's still there.
yeah, yeah. And they didn't got more into, I would say it's still a part of our gentrification. And down here on this EPB, I think that's the EPB building. Yeah, they got a large around the whole building. I don't know who did that, but it's pretty neat. But they doing it all over the city. They did some. We had some kids who died in a bus crash. Like I want to say maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It was like 6 kids. They died in a bus crash because the bus flipped, and they did like it's a mural of them also. So like each mural that they are doing, they special. Yeah, they special. Like they mean something. It's pretty cool.
So my day job office is just a couple blocks away from the barbershop, and I would pass it on the way to the Mr. Burrito for lunch sometimes. It took me a while to finally go in for a cut, but I'm so glad I did. Ted and Victor are my regular barbers now, and I always have a good time chatting and hearing what's going on in the shop. It's clear that this place is important. It's never empty and it's never quiet.
Barbershop, I would say this is a neutral ground for everybody. It's a neutral ground for conversation. It's a neutral ground for business. You can network. And then, we got people. You got people. Of course, they like to look good. They gonna come in. They like to stay groomed. And you got people. They come in. They for a good peace of mind.
Yeah.
You can come in the barbershop and get a peace of mind and sit. Hear different things that's going around, different opinions.
Yeah.
To see what like people think. You know what I'm saying? Like people, like we can, in the black community, like the barbers, like we still, uh, something like a psychiatrist.
Okay.
Yeah, we something like a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like we you got to be therapeutic to people. You know what I'm saying when they come, because you're dealing with different people, different attitudes, different emotions. People going through things in their life, and to be in a black barbershop and people who come in here of color, because we have all types of people who come in. We cater to red, brown, green, black, white, yellow. It don't matter. We cater to everybody, but there's still being all the barbers in here are black. We we pretty much like to give people good confidence, give them good peace of mind, give them good conversation, because everybody going through something they like. So I think it's just it's therapeutic, like black coming in here and like the vibe that we give people, you know what I'm saying? Like the attitudes that we have, you know what I'm saying? Like we always uplifting, we always fun, we ain't got nothing bad to say, but we gonna keep it real. Whether you right or you wrong, if you don't want to hear it, you don't want to hear it. That's how we roll. Yeah, we gonna let you know. And most people they respect it. They really respect it coming from us, because it's not in the sense we like you need to do this, you need to do that, or we just keep it real.
So as I'm recording this, I'm realizing that I'm well overdue for a haircut. So I'll be going in to see Ted pretty soon.
You can look us up, Barber Kings, on Facebook, on Instagram. You can look me up, Teddy Too Sharp. You can come down here to 517 East Martin Luther King, Suite 103, Barber Kings. And come and see us.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much.
Man, you're welcome.
This episode is sponsored by the Hendrickson Agency, a local insurance agency properly protecting your most precious possessions. The owner, Heather Hendrickson, is a friend of mine, and you'll be hearing her voice in different episodes of the show. Heather is a wonderfully warm and welcoming person. She's able to demystify the insurance buying process, even for people like me who, quite frankly, need a lot of help in that department. Heather says that she's not trying to have the biggest numbers, she's focusing on people. Her mission is relationships first, honest policy assessment second, and devoted service always. So whether you're looking for car, life, home, pet, or business insurance, I highly recommend Heather at the Hendrickson Agency. She even covers bikes and boats. I'll put her contact information in the show notes, and when you call the Hendrickson Agency for your insurance needs, tell them I said thanks for sponsoring the show. Thank you for listening to My Part of Town Chattanooga. Our theme song is Chattanooga Skiffle by Lon Eldridge. Help with editing and social media provided by Kit Panaglima of Workergenics. Please be sure to subscribe and find us on social media so that you never miss an episode. I'd love to hear from you. So to tell me what makes this city special to you, or to learn more about what you heard, send an email over to mpotchattanooga@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening. I can't wait to tell you more in our next episode of My Part of Town, Chattanooga.
It's like right in your face. Okay, that's good, because I talk kind of low anyway. I'm kind of a low talker.
Yeah.